Good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to make a mention about Nilesh Barot and the entire FMJPI group. FMJPI group came into being in 2015 and as a vision and mission of FM industry by Mr. Nilesh Barot. And in a short span of time of 5 years, they have created a niche out of themselves and they provide total FM solutions end to end to across India. And I would like to thank and compliment each one of them, congratulate Team FMJPI. Now, quickly about myself, I am Colonel Sandeep Sharma, General Manager Prestige Group, and I have got 2 decades plus of experience with Indian Army and serving motherland India, and are happily married for 28 years. We have blessed with 2 children, elder being daughter. She is Nikita Sharma, who is an Insta influencer and motivational speaker, verified account, as well as being followed by more than 1.5 million followers across the globe. Younger being son, he is Sankalp Mohan Sharma. He is doing presently undergraduation from Kelly Business School, Indianapolis, US. And with that, he is also doing his passion, which is running a non-profit organization by the name of Such India. And they do sustainable development, and with that, they are spread across 12 countries globally. So, with this, before I start, I will be failing in my duties if I will not mention about my wife. She is Miss Chavi Sharma, and she is a life skills trainer, as well as she is Mrs. India Asia International World 2016. All in all, we all 4 of us work hard and driving our passion day in, day out. So, this is just a prelude to my background and my family, and I'll be talking to you all for next 30 to 35 minutes about time management. So, coming on to the subject proper, that is time management. The live example about time management you can take straight away from this webinar talk. Reason being, I am saying it is timed. It has been practiced by the background teams as well as the speaker. So this time which has been assigned for the particular event is also called as time management. Now quickly I will share upon the various aspects which are part of the time management. And first and foremost is identify your priorities. What I mean by that, priorities. We all have our priorities, and once we start our day, everybody has got 24 hours in a day, right? So we all have to prioritize our tasks, our work, our passion, or for that matter, whatever you want to do throughout the day is prioritizing your work, prioritizing your day, prioritizing your night. So what I meant is until and unless we prioritize our day, that time management cannot kickstart. To begin with, a fair example about prioritizing your day is well received once we get up early in the morning. Somebody would like to start the day with yoga or pranayam, or somebody would like to go for a physical activity outside, or in addition to that, somebody would like to enter into early morning prayers. So these are the various priorities. Once we start our day, everybody would like to prioritize the day in that manner. Post that, we will move out to our respective work, whether it is us, we are going to office to work, or presently in the present day scenario for pandemic, we are working from home. In addition to that, our better halves would be working from home as well. So they are prioritizing their day, and day's priority is very, very important, and important as well as relevant aspect of time management. In addition to that, I would like to unquote that Mr. Nilesh and his team have planned this Facebook FMJPI series, and I'm sure they must have planned this maybe 1 month or 2 months prior to our live webinar talk event series. In addition to that, there will be team which will be assigned to create the content. Actually, post that it will be published and followed by series of events that will entertain the entire gamut of your prioritizing and identifying your work, and that is the main aspect of our time management. Moving on to step 2 of time management, which is very relevant and important, is multitasking. Many a times we as leaders, we always listen in our boardrooms or KRAs or our goals and objectives that we should be multitasking. We as leaders should know how to deal with multitasking. And multitasking is nothing but dealing with more than one task at a time. If we do that, we are saving time, we are saving energy, and ultimately we are saving money, right? So work on related tasks together is multitasking. I would repeat that again. Work on related tasks together is multitasking, and which saves greater amount of time. And when we do that, we can complete various tasks simultaneously, and we save lot of money and increase productivity, right? In addition to that, one very simple and fine example which we see from our childhood days, our mother at home, while they are cooking food, they also attend to their children who are doing their respective homeworks in the next room. So that is also multitasking. So this is a very, very common and fine example to save time as well as doing those tasks which are affiliated or correlated, and then we can say, yes, he is a multitasker. Once we do that, we attain greater amount of time saving, and this is a main step which is also part of our time management cycle, right? Moving on to step 3, another very, very important aspect of time management is delegation. And by delegation, I mean assigning the authority to your peers, assigning the authority to your subordinates, assigning the authority to your friends or family members. That is referred to as delegation of authority. And by saying that, I mean that delegation of authority is carried out in a very, very specific manner, right? And the core concept of leadership is delegation. And we can easily define this art of delegation, which encompasses 3 facets of our leadership traits. Quickly, I'll touch upon one of them is authority. So once we authorize a particular task or a work or an event to our peer or a subordinate, we entrust that responsibility to other person. That doesn't mean that we just give that task and forget about it. No, simultaneously we create a responsibility unto him and accountability which is required to be assured in a manner that we are required in a particular way. So I would repeat that again. Delegation encompasses authority, responsibility, and accountability, meaning once we transfer the authority to our friends or peers, we give the complete knowledge transfer for the task, and once we are giving that knowledge transfer, we'll tell the process as well, and we'll take a feedback of each and every process whether it is well received. That is responsibility, not only for that person who is receiving it, but it is for the person who is giving it. So it is mutual. Same goes for accountability. It is also two-way process, because the leader who is giving or delegating, he is also giving that particular aspect and expect his team member is doing respectfully and carrying out those tasks full of responsibility and accountability. If these three elements which I have just briefed upon are well understood, it will create lot of impact, lot of time saving, and that is another core value of time management. All right. Now we move on to step 4. Step 4 is rest and recoup. And I am sure you must have heard this word rest and recoup in army parlance, because from good old days, all the armies, when they move on to various tasks or responsibilities, they are by design given a time for rest and recoup, because that means it is, if the task is strenuous, which encompasses physical activity, so that individuals or troops or soldiers are also required to take rest. By that, what we mean? By taking rest, we are re-energizing ourselves, we are getting a fatigue lag completed, and we are turning back again with full of energy. That is also a very, very important and very, very pertinent aspect for all of us in our corporate culture. Rest and recoup is a must. More so because in a pandemic situation, because we are working from home, that doesn't mean that we should keep sitting on table and chair in front of our desktops. We need to move around. We need to have some physical activity. We need to have some breaks after every 40-45 minutes, quick 5 minutes breaks. That will re-energize, that will improve the physiology of the body, and automatically your efficiency increases and performance also increases, which ultimately leads into saving of time, and is ultimately we gives a very, very fantastic bedrock to time management. So we all leaders should understand that rest and recoup is not waste of time. It is required to be given to all your team members to regain their energy and their normal usual physical potential, which thereby they will share the best outcome for the task which you have assigned to them. Step 5 is team building. Team building, as we know, is a very, very simple word. Team, and once we build them together is team building, right? Take an example of Indian cricket team, right? So it will be having a captain, vice captain, bowler, fielders, and wicketkeeper. So all have got their definite roles and responsibilities, and they have got their definite expertise for which they are part of the team. And once we do that, by giving them training is an important way of providing and consolidating the team building. And that, if we imply in our corporate scenario, is also absolutely the same, because most of the operations, whether it is sales, whether it is marketing, whether it is leasing, whether it is your IT teams, operations, synergy, all that, it is team which they work together, because they day on, day night, they discuss the various processes and then come to a final conclusion and govern those processes to the best possible way, and outcome is positive as well as enriching for that particular for, for that corporate firm or for that corporate idea. So one should keep that in mind, that team building is an important aspect for workforce to get on to the same page, because goals and objectives which are strategic in nature at the highest level will percolate down as mission and vision to all the team members. So we need to understand that, we need to participate and get that achieved year on year, which will get broken down into quarters and monthly goals. So if we do that, that can be attained and well achieved by team building exercises. Now, if we complete the task in a timely manner, we can well achieve productivity and we can increase the efficiency of our group or team members. So team building, I would say, is again very, very important aspect of time management. Now, going into a little more detail about time management, team building exercise is that we can break down into various steps. Is first and foremost is forming a team, because like-minded people, like-minded members are a must for forming a team, right? And post that, in addition to that, we are required to have a storming sessions. Storming sessions meaning to get them on same page or understanding. Once we form a group, they all need to share their ideas, share their values, share their thought process. And once it happens, once we do that brainstorming, then we can say after formation of that group, storming has achieved certain results. Notwithstanding, then we will move on to norming, meaning that once we form a group, we carried out storming and then norming, meaning easing out, filtering out those requirements which are mundane. So we'll move on to by moving into the new normal, right? And then once we moved into new normal, we can say yes, the outcome is performance, or we can say that the team is performing, right? And once a goal is completed or achieved, we can adjourn that particular task or a work for a closure, that is adjourning. So in all, we have got 5 aspects of team building. First is forming, next is storming, followed by performing, and finally adjourning. So these 5 stages starts from the time a group is first meets and until projects ends. So team building in all, we should understand, is a relevant and very pertinent aspect for all of us in time management, right? All in all, these 5 parameters, which I'll quickly recapitulate for ease of understanding for all the listeners, is first of all, we have to have the priorities clear. That is, we need to identify our priorities if we are looking for time management. Secondly, is that we need to have multitasking. We need to have that multitasking aspects in mind once we identify a task and we need to look for those common areas or related tasks which can be easily controlled or monitored simultaneously to save time as well as the energy, which will ultimately lead saving of money. So this is another important aspect of time management. Step 3 is delegation. Delegation, yes, it is not we are you know doing that by ignoring somebody or giving more job. No, delegation means is nothing but authority sharing with the team members, and simultaneously we will have responsibility shared and accountability ascertained in team members, and knowledge transfer happens. So once we do that, the leadership we get delegated and desired outcome will come and performance increases. You get your results faster, timelines are fixed, and time management happens. So delegation is also very pertinent aspect of time management. Step 4, as I have covered in greater amount of detail, rest and recoup is also very important aspect, because the time is very precious and it should not be wasted. And what we mean is, once we give rest and recoup time, the time is not wasted. It is regained or recoup for physical energy or for that mental faculty to again take rest and recharge. Like in a 24 hours day cycle, we take rest of minimum 7 to 8 hours. So that way, rest and recoup is also, timely intervals are compulsory for time management and enhancing the performance or efficiency of the team members. That equally goes to our assets as well as manpower or resources. So delegation and then rest and recoup. Finally, team building, as I have said, that team building is also very important aspect, because without team members, all these previous 4 tasks cannot be ascertained and achieved, which is team building. And team building is ascertained by forming, storming, norming, and finally performing and adjourning. So we can understand that cycle of team building by these 5 parameters quite easily. So I would like reiterate those 5 parameters which I have shared for time management are nothing but 5 jewels or panch ratnas of time management. We should keep that in mind. Easy to remember, easy to understand. If we follow that religiously in our work culture, whether we are at home or whether we are at workplaces, we can attain success. So time management is key to success, and we as leaders should give lot of importance to time management, and by doing this we can bring value, we can bring efficiency, and we can bring lot of change management in our team members who come from diverse background, diverse cultural sets. And if we bring these values in them, you can mold them into a fine-tuned team members and they can perform well. In addition to that, it will be a win-win situation for them also to understand the value of time. And then if we do that, it is a happy-go-lucky situation for all, and work should be fun, right? What I understand, work, if we love our work, so then we can say that we are not working, but we are enjoying that workplace, we are having a passion towards that, and you are not getting tired when you are at workplace. Once you come back home, you are as fresh as when you're gone in the morning. So once you come back in the evening, you are as fresh, because you have invested your time in your passion and with the time management. And then once you are back, then you are ready to enjoy your time with your family and lead your balanced part of the day beautifully and fructifully. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I would like to share, and I have shared with you for time management, and I would like to give you all the best for your successful time management in your work routines, in your cultural setups, wherever you are. And please, if you follow these guidelines, I am sure they will benefit you in your daily routine. That's all from my side. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And before I conclude, I would like to request each and every one of you to please stay safe and sane, and please follow the guidelines as given from our various safety teams at your workplaces or at home, or once we go out, please use your masks, please use your sanitizers, and stay away and have some safety distances when you are having your meetings. That's all from my side. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice day.